Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hello and welcome to Bytes of Health, where we hope to take a bite out of your parent worries each day with sound advice and guidance. Every morning, we'll answer a commonly asked pediatric question in 5 minutes or less. I'm Dr. Jess Steyer, a public health scientist, and today I'm joined by a pediatric dermatologist, Dr. Hillary Hames.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so today we're going to talk about baby rashes. The clock is ticking, so let's get to it. All right, Hillary, so what are some of the most common types of rashes that appear on babies in their first few weeks to months of life, and what causes them?
Great question. So in the first few weeks to months of life, babies can develop a number of benign baby rashes. One very common early rash is called erythema toxicum, which, while it sounds very scary, is actually a really benign rash that arises in the first few days of life. It looks like small pink splotches, often with a central bump, and it can affect anywhere on the body. Usually goes away on its own within a few days. Baby acne is another common skin condition in newborns. In the first few weeks of life, babies can develop pimple-like bumps that are thought to be triggered by the yeast that thrives on baby skin due to overactive oil glands. It usually resolves on its own by 3 months or so, but it can be treated with some topical therapies as well if it's on the more severe end. A similar condition, cradle cap, which is caused also in part by yeast, looks like yellow, brown, scaly, and crusty spots on the scalp, and it's also harmless and self-resolves. Finally, many babies get infantile eczema, which is where they get dry, red, itchy patches that often affect the cheeks, arms, and legs, but really can be anywhere. Eczema is very common and it often runs in families. It's frequently treated with topical steroids and some other topical therapies. Many kids grow out of eczema over time, although it can persist into adolescence and adulthood.
Interesting. Actually, my son has eczema and my husband has eczema. So definitely a genetic component there for sure. All right. So are there any preventative measures that parents can take to reduce the likelihood of their baby developing common rashes or developing flares of certain rashes?
Yeah, so in the diaper area, even before a rash arises, I recommend applying a barrier ointment of some kind to prevent irritation from urine and stool and to keep the area protected. This can be something as simple as Vaseline, or you can use a zinc-based diaper paste such as Desitin. For baby eczema, to avoid flares, there are a few simple things that you can do to for prevention at home. Moisturizing a baby's skin multiple times per day with a thick moisturizer can help protect the skin. This is especially important to do right after bath time to help seal in the moisture. My favorite moisturizer is Vaseline, but some other great and maybe a little bit less greasy options include CeraVe, Vanicream, and Cetaphil. In addition, it's important to avoid using potentially allergenic products. Most important is avoiding products containing fragrance, such as those yummy smelling bath soaps and clothing detergents. Also, I often get asked whether it's okay to bathe babies who have eczema every day. I don't think there's one perfect bathing frequency out there. As long as you're always moisturizing after and using a fragrance-free soap, you can do whatever's best for you and your family. And limiting the heat and duration of baths may help as well.
It's so funny, you say fragrance, and I'm just thinking that the smell of Desitin is like seared into my brain. It's such a distinct smell. But
it's a very distinct smell.
All right. So what are some easy things to do at home for soothing common baby rashes like diaper rash or cradle cap?
Yeah. So for diaper rashes, in addition to applying a thick layer of barrier ointment basically as thick as frosting on a cake, there are a few other things that can be helpful. When wiping poopy diapers, try to dab and not wipe to avoid friction. It's okay if there's a tiny bit of poop left behind. Just reapply a thick layer of butt paste with each change. It can also be helpful to give your baby some diaper-free time, though this definitely can come with the risk of some messy poop and pee accidents on the floor. And using a soft cloth or gauze saturated with either warm water or mineral oil to wipe, rather than using store-bought wipes which contain additives, can be helpful as well. For cradle cap, first and foremost, it's okay to do absolutely nothing. Babies grow out of cradle cap over time, and it doesn't bother them at all. But if you want to try something, you can comb out flakes after applying mineral oil. it's also helpful to wash the scalp regularly with a mild shampoo.
So when should parents be concerned about a baby rash? And, when is it time to seek professional medical advice from a pediatrician or a dermatologist?
Great question. So when a rash is precipitously spreading, if it seems painful, if the baby has systemic symptoms like fever, chills, difficulty eating, if there are any blisters involved, or if there are changes to the mucosal surfaces, such as the eyes or the mouth, this would be reasons to reach out to your doctor. Or if you're just not sure, that's also a perfectly reasonable reason to ask.
All right. Well, I learned something. We hope you learned something, and we have lots more to share. You can get your Bite of Health every day, Monday through Friday. Special thanks to Dr. Hilary Haynes for sharing her expertise as a pediatric dermatologist today. If you like what you've heard here, let us know. Leave us a review on Apple and be sure to tell your friends. Remember, there is no single or best way to parent. Parenting is a journey, and we are all just doing our very best. We wish you happy, healthy, and stress-free parenting.
If you like this podcast, can we recommend another one? It's called Big Picture Science. You can hear it wherever you get your podcasts, and its name tells part of the story. The big picture questions and the most interesting research in science.
Seth and I are the hosts. Seth is a scientist. I am Molly, and I'm a science journalist. And we talk to people smarter than us, and we have fun along the way. The show is called Big Picture Science, and as Seth said, you can hear it wherever you get your podcasts.